Do you think it is necessary to run medical tests on your nannies, on your house help, or whatever name you target, on your staff, your household staff? Do you think it is necessary to run medical tests on them? Yes, capital yes. It is very necessary. It is very important. It is very essential. Whoever you bring to your household, you don't know this person from Adam. Even if you know this person from Adam, whoever, especially the people, the persons you bring to your household to take care of your children, it is very, very, very necessary that you run medical tests on them, especially HIV. I know why I'm saying it. It's not about stigma. It's not that those people, we should now castigate them. No, I have never been involved in castigation or stigmatization. I will talk about that later. But it is very important for you to know the status of whoever you bring to your household, especially those in charge of your kids. To an extent, those people that take care of your children, your nannies and whoever it is that take care of your children. It is very, very necessary you run medical tests on them. I don't know why some families will invite somebody, bring somebody, especially some women, some of us that we don't go through agencies. Because I know that to an extent, some of these agencies do medical tests, even though it's important for you to still run it yourself. But I know that some of these people, some of these agencies rather, run tests on their agents that they give to household. But some women don't do that. Some women call their mother-in-laws, their mother, their father, their brother, their sister, their neighbor to help them bring somebody to stay with in their family. And then this person comes and you don't even remember that you're supposed to run tests, HIV test, hepatitis test, and all of that. You don't even remember that these things can be contracted, that these things can be shared amongst your children, that these things can be shared to your child. And you just collect, accept the person and then continues and all of that. I have a friend that is like that. Recently, she even brought somebody and I was like, the person has even stayed like 2 months. And I just remembered one, I just thought about it, like, have you run a test on this girl? She said, no, I didn't even remember it. Really? Really? So you don't even remember that you are supposed to run tests, medical tests on anybody, especially your nannies that are taking care of your children. Very necessary. There's a child of, I think, a year, 6 months, that was brought to a facility last week or last 2 weeks. This child is positive. We'll run tests on this child. The child has been sick for some days, and after malaria, drugs, medications, nothing was working. And then they brought the child. We ran tests on this child. As this child is positive, the only child for now, the only child of the parents for now. And that this child is positive. We brought the mother, we brought the father. We ran tests on them. Both of them were negative. Then we asked them to bring, anybody that's around them that stays with them. So they said they employed somebody a few months ago. And then we ran tests on this the nanny. And this nanny is positive. She doesn't even know. Truthfully, she doesn't know. This nanny doesn't know that she's positive. And that is the thing. The reason for this HIV test is not for you to start stigmatizing the person or start telling the person to go and all of that. We have some families that their nannies, their help are on these ART drugs and they've not killed them. The main reason for this test is to ascertain that the status of that person, so that when you capture that person and this person is positive, you've captured the person can start taking ART drugs, which helps to reduce the load of this virus, to reduce the viral load of the viral load in the person's bloodstream, and then increasing the CD4 cells. Like I've always said, this virus is targeting your immune system. When it makes it weak, it makes your CD4 cells, that's the T cells that fight these infections, thereby making the load of the virus in your bloodstream high, thereby making it transferable. So when the person is identified and we administer, the ART drugs, it helps to reduce the viral load of the virus in the bloodstream, therefore making the CD4 high, making your immune system strong, kakaraka. So it's not about you chasing the person away. It's about you knowing the status of this person to help the person. You're even helping the person because some of them don't even know. Some of them don't even know, and they are dealing with your children, your kids. There are several modes. There are modes you can transmit. This virus can be transmitted or transferred to the child. I will still do the video. There are so many modes or means of transferring this virus to the child. So why will you bring somebody and you don't run tests on this person? And the person is not even aware of his or her status. And you're not even aware of this person's status. If you find out the person is negative, fine. If the person is positive, also fine. It's just for you, it's not your responsibility to not allow the person, enroll the person in a clinic or a hospital, and then make the person ensure that the person is taking his or her ART drugs. Because when the person takes his or her ART drugs, it reduces the viral load, the load of the virus in the bloodstream of that person, therefore increasing the CD4 cells. So if the person takes his or her drugs adherently, the person is safe. You yourself, you are safe. Your children are safe. Your family are safe. So you don't need to bother much about that as long as the person is taking his or her drugs. That is why you need to do the test to ascertain the person's status. Because the truth of the matter is that some of these nannies don't even know. And some of them might be careless and then use a razor blade, and after cutting, maybe there might be a cut or a wound, an open wound during the cutting, and then the person might drop the razor and the child might mistakenly go and prick herself or prick himself. It don't enter because nobody's aware, and the viral load is high. And some of these things can, even if there's an open wound on the nanny and then the contact is made maybe through the mucous membrane of the baby, the mucous membrane of the eye, the mucous membrane of the mouth, because the nanny has an open wound, there can be transfer of this virus, and that's how it starts. Please, 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 we need to be very careful with all these things. We need to be very, very careful with all these things. They are very necessary. They are very necessary. Always try to ascertain the HIV status of whoever is in your house. Whoever is in your house. It is very important. It is very important.